Hi YouTube. So I just got finished like a little while ago with my oh god, pick line dressing change. They're starting to get easier for me and they're starting to be better. So that's one thing. That's good. I wanted to say some stuff that I didn't get to say in the last video about wedding planning, because I finally got off my ass and made a spreadsheet and shared it with appropriate parties. And I get my wedding as long as I can keep it under $3,000. And we are trying, well, I'm trying to make sure that that happens. And that's including all airfare and traffic. I'm thinking that the wedding is going to be at my Aunt Linda's house in Tennessee. She has a beautiful home overlooking a creek that has a waterfall thingy, and it's gorgeous. And also just the area around, surrounding is just beautiful. And so we're going to probably do it there. That's what we're banking on anyway. And the date has been set, assuming I can pull this together by then. June, no, I lied. May, it's even closer. So scary. Okay, so the celebration is planned for May the 5th. However, the wedding ceremony itself, which not a lot of people will be invited to, will be on May the 4th, which is a Friday. Primarily the reason people won't be invited to it because they probably won't be there yet. And that's okay. The location is about 30 minutes away from a timeshare. I'll have to get the information for those who get invites or whatever. And I'll notate the name of the place to call to be like, hey, can we stay here or whatever? Or you can find your own place, you know, closer, 30 minutes away from the venue on the other side. However you want to do it, I don't care. Just get there if you're invited. Let's see. It's just exciting stuff. It's like, it's not going to be a cheap, like, ado, nothing or whatever of my wedding or whatever. It's going to be like what we wanted. I just have to finagle a couple of things to make it to where it fits into our budget, because we wanted to do it. It's either going to be this year or next year, and it's going to or not this year because it's 2017, but 2018 or 2019. You know, depending upon, you know, what we can finagle it into. So I wanted to show off kind of what I'm wearing today, and this is probably the greatest shirt I've ever owned, and I don't know what direction it's going to show up when I show you, like, the shirt, because the shirt is awesome, but it says, fuck, Lyme disease, and you can, like, see Lyme disease, anyway. So, thought it would be fitting to, do this video with my Fuck Lyme Disease shirt on, so that I can, you know, have some brain fog admitting that I actually still have Lyme disease for you. Anyway, so that I could remember that I have Lyme disease still, and I wanted to talk about that. But so I did also want to bitch a little bit, because I don't usually bitch too much about things, but my apartment people have been pissing me off just a little bit. Here's the deal. Okay, so Cameron's parents are coming today. Well, they were supposed to come last week, but that's a whole nother story. It doesn't matter about that. But today they're supposed to come, and so last week I cleaned the bathroom just to make sure that it was extra clean so that when they came back there. But I got behind the toilet and I cleaned about a 1/4 inch of mold off of the wall. And the leak that I probably previously talked about in a video or bitched to someone about is still back there and happening. And I feel kind of dumb, like one of those dumb girls who doesn't know anything about plumbing or plumbing or stoves. That's what I'm going to talk about today. 2 plumbing things and a stove thing. Mold is really bad for anyone, like regular people who don't have any disorders or autoimmune diseases of any kind. But having Lyme, mold is really bad for me. So I got in there with the mask. I grabbed a sterile mask from my kits that they used to do my dressing changes because I was like, fuck it, this is important. Grabbed some gloves, got in there, started scrubbing the fuck out of that wall. I scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed for 4 hours with bleach. And I don't really feel like I got anywhere. I feel like it's soaked into the wall a little bit. It's still leaking. Oh my god, that's cool. Just got a text message that says the Super NES Classic is September 29th and it's going to be $80. Yay! Probably going to get that for show. That's $80 out of my wedding budget, but whatever. Sorry, I'm so weird. Okay, anyway, oh, or maybe that was a birthday hint. He did say September, right? It disappeared from my screen. So if it's in September, it's a birthday hint. I think I probably have to get that for him for his birthday. Thanks, Cameron, for the advice on what to get you for your birthday. Okay, moving on. What was I gonna say? Oh my god. Okay. Okay, so back to plumbing and electrical things. So that's the first thing that happened is the guy came in here and he told me that it was my fault that it was leaking because of the blue tablet thingies that you put in the tank. Apparently you're not supposed to put those in the tank. And I talked to 4 independent sources over the weekend and over the past few months that is not true. I believed him, and I felt guilty for killing the toilet for this entire time. It's been 6 months. And I didn't know it was still leaking until I was like, you know, fuck that guy. And I threw another blue tablet in there. You know what? It doesn't look like it's leaking until you throw a blue tablet in there. Then that's how you know you have a leak. Everyone should throw blue tablets in their toilet because then you will know if it's leaking. Seriously. Okay, so that's problem number 1. Mold behind my toilet. Not a fan. I cleaned as much of it up as I could, or maybe I caught all of it. I don't know. It just was really damp when I was done, and it just smells like bleach, and it's weird. Okay, second problem. He came to fix the dishwasher. This is twice now well, actually three times now that this has happened. He came to fix the dishwasher, and there was about 2 to 3 inches of water at the bottom of the dishwasher after every cycle. And he told me that was completely normal. And thinking back on, you know, apartments that I've lived in and things like that, or places I've had dishwashers, I'm like, no, it's not normal. It's not completely normal. Like, dishwashers that work well and drainage systems that work well, do not, you know, have the water problem, the water standing problem. And that's another big deal because that breeds mosquitoes, that breeds like all kinds of other problems. So now after we wash dishes, I have to get in there with a towel and I have to like dry it out and then I have to wash the towel. So it's wasting more water. I'm fucking pissed. So there's that. And then on top of that, we have the stove issue. Okay, so you know how like, I could just show you, but our kitchen might not be cleanish as it should be. But you know what? Fuck it. Alright, let's go. Let's go to the kitchen. Okay, so, that's actually not so bad. Okay, so, in our kitchen, we have, this stove here, as you can see. This one here, there's like a thing, so, I'm not gonna open it, but it's like a thing that it's attached to. There's a thing that it's attached to, and I understand that that's supposed to be able to come out so that you can clean the under part of it. Yeah, I get that. However, it doesn't just unclip from it. The whole thing unclips from it. Like, and it doesn't come out of that little clip. It just stays in that clip and then unclips from the entire stove itself, and so the wires are hanging. And I don't know about you, but that's dangerous as fuck to me, because it falls into the little metal thingy, and then that's grounds for problems. Like, especially if you're boiling water and you walk away for 2 seconds and then that happens, you're gonna hear it, you're gonna run back in here and fix it. But you know, assuming, you know, our dogs, we have dogs and they, you know, run in here because they hear, you know, something fall, and they could get hurt. And I'm pretty pissed off about that. And we were told that there was nothing that they could do about that except for set it back in place. And I'm not buying that. So, I'm paying rent today. And then I'm making a list of all of my freakish demands. And here's the kicker. Okay? I haven't talked to anybody about this yet. But the kicker is that if they can't fix these problems, and I'm going to give them like a month to do so, because I think that's ample amount of time to fix these issues, that we are going to we're going to leave. And they are going to fit the bill for the fact that we are leaving because they did not fix the problems. And I'm not sure if that's something I'm legally allowed to do or not, or if that's what it comes down to, and we're not allowed to do that, then I will be paying our rent to a probate at the courthouse, because I refuse to pay rent to people who are not like taking care of what they're supposed to take care of. I live at the apartment depot, not the Home Depot, okay? So, and that's, you know, and we already pay like damn near $1,200 a month for this apartment, and it's not being taken care of by the people who say that they come out here to fix problems or whatever. Okay, so that's bitch number 3. And I don't have any other bitching, so I'm gonna go and leave this room so I can be less angry. And so the way I talked to my, oh, excuse me, sorry. It's like, anyway, talked to my nurse today when she was here changing my dressing, and I told her what I was going to do, and I was like, I need to write some stuff down, and I need to go down there, I need to talk to the manager, because I do not want to talk to a maintenance person, and I want to get some kind of deal struck down, because we're here till next February, if that's the case, and there is a place that we could move to right now. And, you know, like, just saying, there's a place that we can move to right now. But I'm not going to let her know that. I'm just going to say, and you're putting me in, you know, a predicament of whatever. Because it feels like that anyway. Like, we weren't planning to move, until next February. We re-signed the lease. I'm just really, really, really upset at the way that we've been treated. Me particularly. I'm treated worse than Cameron is, because I guess they can't pull a fast one over him when he's here. So when he's here, I guess they like I said, I know nothing about plumbing, and I know nothing about electricity things, like stoves, especially electric stoves. I know a little bit about gas stoves. I could get in there and see what's wrong, but I'd probably end up blowing the place up, let's be honest. Sorry. I know a lot about treating mold problems, which I'll end up having to do by myself if it reoccurs, or if I didn't do it well enough and I have to go back in there and fix it. I'm just gonna go get a respirator mask first, because I was pretty sick this weekend. I had a really bad migraine, and I can conduce it down to the fact that I was cleaning in there and I had mold. There was mold, and so mold is no bueno. And so I'm officially submitting this for the record that I'm gonna go down to the office. I'm gonna write down my list of demands, and I'm gonna talk to the manager there, and I'm gonna explain to her that this is not appropriate. This is not something that we can live with, or live without. And I don't know how they're going to fix it. and I don't know how they're going to address the issues, but I'd be happy to let us leave if they're not going to fix or replace the products. I really would. Really would. I would rather move to Seffner and I didn't say that. I would rather move away to wherever else and not be here. So, yeah. Anyway, I am gonna go for now. I think coming up in the next month, I have another doctor's appointment with the Lyme disease doctor. I also have an appointment with a neuropsychologist as well to discuss pseudoseizures, which we don't think I was having anymore, but I still have to go because it's part of the, if you want to keep your license thing, and I do. I just, you know, I have to make sure that that's not happening anymore. And I'm almost to my 6-month mark, so then I will be able to drive again, which would be nice. My doctor in Maryland believes that I should be able to drive. My doctor here doesn't think that I should be able to drive, and my my neurologist here says no driving either. So I kind of I've gotten bumped out or whatever. So I didn't get a vote, and I got outvoted by 2 doctors, 2-1. So, it's okay. But come September, I'll be able to drive again, and I'll be good to go. So, assuming no more incidents, and, yeah. Yep, everything else is much better. My POTS syndromes are getting, my POTS syndrome is getting, better-ish. But then again, I haven't been in the super hot heat yet, other than the wedding over the weekend, which was actually really fun, but I didn't notice any shortness of breath. I didn't do any fast movements or anything like that. Like, I didn't, like, stand up and, like, slam out of my seat or anything and fall to the floor or whatever, but I was a perfect guest at a perfect wedding. It was beautiful. It was so beautiful. Our wedding will be nothing like that. But it was so beautiful, and I really, really appreciate the invitation, and Cameron was so handsome as a groomsman, and it was so much fun. So if you're watching this and it was your wedding, thank you for inviting me, and I had a blast. And I can't wait to grill out with you on the 4th with a Harry Potter marathon. Don't think I forgot about that, okay? Don't think I forgot. All right, so since we've gotten that far, and this video is almost 20 minutes, and I try not to do that anymore, I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye, and also mention that I think I'm gonna join a choir. We'll talk more about that next time. Okay, bye. Bye, YouTube.